Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. It's been a great week, hasn't it?
And how?
Everything we could dream, and it's so great. It almost doesn't feel real.
You're right.
You know?
Yep. We don't get this kind of good news.
Yes, right.
Not in modern day America.
It feels too good to be true. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, but we've definitely been blessed, and thank you, Lord, for the goodness that we're enjoying right now. I mean, this could have been just a catastrophic week where we look forward to Marxism and radical leftism, and don't have to do that for the next 4 years, which is a nice change, because it's been quite a battle.
Sure,
and we've been beaten down so much for so long that it does make this hard to believe. Trump campaign statement from yesterday. President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris spoke by phone earlier today, where she congratulated him on his historic victory. President Trump acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign.
Whatever, get out.
I know.
Go away.
And both leaders agreed on the importance of unifying the country, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It's nice.
That's
it's
shocking.
Nice. She wasn't professional. Yeah. She's not strong. She called him Hitler. She called everybody Nazis.
She conceded. So she basically is saying that she's fine with Hitler taking power.
You're right. Yes, right.
Okay.
So she did officially concede, and we do have. I think we have our announcement, right? We got her speech, and
before that, the more important visitor on the dais yesterday was the squirrel.
Okay.
Who was there for Peanut, as you can see, making sure.
So Peanut had a representative there.
See that? Yep.
Oh, yeah. There. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. There he is.
There he is. So, I mean, clearly in spirit.
So Peanut did not die in vain.
That's right.
And that's the signal we're getting there.
Or maybe that's the ghost of Peanut. I don't know. But bottom line is, how awesome is that?
Very.
Yeah. So
it's kind of fun.
But she was scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern. She rolls out there about 4:30.
Yeah.
It's like you're milking. She's not going to be relevant. She's already not. But this is it.
Well, the first statement said that she was going to do it at 6 p.m.
Right. So why'd she move it up?
Because she's not prime time, baby. Trump is prime time, so get out.
Yeah, but so I guess one of the reasons she didn't give her concession speech on election night is because she hadn't written one. She wasn't expecting to lose.
Did she pull a Hillary again? Yeah.
Thought the machine was going to take care of it for her. And, oh, crap, you mean, and if it's not scripted, you know her.
I mean, that's just stupid. That you have to plan for that contingency. It's a definite possibility. The polls were, there were razor-thin margins in every single poll. So you don't even prepare anything in that eventuality.
I mean, this is the Democrat machine. They expect to win.
Yeah.
Come hell or high water through fraud or legitimate, they expect to have power.
She finally did come out, though, a half hour late and conceded.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say.
Okay, I'm going to
hear me when I say.
Say it.
The light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Thanks to you not being elected, yes.
As long as we never give up and as long as we keep fighting.
Yeah.
I like how she's wearing black in mourning.
Yeah.
Actually, this was far and away her best speech ever yesterday.
Well, it's the only one we've wanted to hear, too.
Yeah, that's true.
The only time we wanted to hear from her is
maybe
when
it was
she
the subject matter.
Yeah. But there was more.
Who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed.
Thank you for
But
that.
please know it's going to be okay.
Okay.
Her voice is
On
raspy.
the campaign, I would often
She's
say,
been screaming.
when we fight, we win. But here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here
Sometimes
it
the
is.
fight takes a while.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win.
Right.
The important thing is don't ever give up.
Don't ever give in.
Ever give up.
Never
Don't
surrender.
Ever stop trying to make the world a better place.
Wow, that's
you
powerful.
have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
As Donald Trump just proved. Oh, wait, what?
Wait, what? Who's
What?
playing that?
I
Where
missed
did that come
Yeah,
from?
where
That
did
was weird.
I'm sorry.
That
I think I
was
hit
weird.
a button by mistake.
Okay. Are you watching
Yes, I was
Wizard of
watching
Oz in
Wizard
there?
of Oz. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I'll turn it down.
Later.
because that just like it's a non sequitur that just keeps happening right now. It's kind of weird.
I just
exactly
can't find
know.
the button. I'm sorry.
That's weird. That's weird.
Bye, Felicia. Get out.
But she had more.
Oh, no.
She did?
She
We
did
have
have
more? Okay.
more. She said this about the election results.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
Okay.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him
Congratulated Hitler?
that we will help him and his team
Why
with
would
their
you-
transition.
You're going to help the
And
Nazis?
that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, wow.
Yeah!
And they're clapping for
Yeah!
the Nazis taking
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Did you guys watch the whole thing or just like clips?
I had it on and I listened to
Okay.
it. I didn't see it. I listened to
As
it.
I was watching it, I realized I've heard this speech before.
Oh, no.
Really?
Go for it, Joe.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for.
This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition.
Last night, I congratulated Donald Trump and offered to work with him on behalf of our country.
Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background.
We've spent a year and a half bringing together millions of people from every corner of our country to say with one voice that we believe that the American dream is big enough for everyone.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay.
To the young people in particular, I hope you will hear this.
What?
On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But
Right.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, though.
Sometimes the fight takes a while.
She's been screaming.
That doesn't mean we won't win.
Oh.
That
Well,
doesn't
but you
mean
didn't.
we won't win.
This loss hurts.
You.
But please, never stop believing that fighting for what's right.
I think Journey
is
said it
worth
best when they said, "Don't stop believing." Right? I think. Yeah. So
did.
we've heard it before multiple times. She's really good at plagiarism, though. That's the one thing you can
There
point
it
to
is.
and say, "Man, she excels at plagiarism. She's done it over and over and over again."
Why it was her
She's
best
good
speech.
at that.
'Cause
Yep.
It wasn't her speech at all.
Right.
There you go. Sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to bust your bubble like that.
No, shoot. I thought, man, I'll take it back.
In fairness, which they would never grant to us, but there are certain elements that you have to really include during a speech like this, and you're hopefully trying to reunite the country and make everybody okay, and so there's going to be certain things that are shared, but
Yeah, okay.
it is
Can you think
pretty similar.
back to every presidential election in your lifetime? of everybody loves to say we brought together people from all different backgrounds and political stripes and blah blah blah. The one far and away that actually did that was the 2024 campaign of Donald Trump.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's really true. That's really true. And he made really substantial gains among widely diverse people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's the one that got it done. But, I mean, think about this. All during the end of the campaign, while Kamala and her Democrat allies were busy calling Trump and all his supporters Hitler, Nazis, Trump, on the other hand, was working at McDonald's. He was getting into a garbage truck. He was hanging out with regular, hard-working, everyday Americans. He acknowledged to them that their lives have been more difficult because of skyrocketing prices and falling wages. He was telling them that, yes, illegal immigration is a huge problem. It's not something in your head. And he's going to do something about it. He admitted that we're involved in wars we have no business participating in.
Thank you.
And the vast majority of us don't want anything to do with these never-ending wars a world away from us. He was supporting women by denouncing biological men trying to compete and take over their sports. I mean, these were the issues that we were all concerned about. This is what we give a rat's anus about. And that's what Donald Trump was talking about. So, as a result now, he has a mandate. That's right. They're all saying it. Trump has a mandate. No one's ever seen anything like it. There's never been a bigger mandate in American history than this particular mandate. And now I have the biggest mandate that there's ever been. It's a Trump date. I'd like to sing about it now. Joe Biden was the worst president of all time. War, inflation, and lots of crime. He's just a shadow of a man, and Kamala is even worse. The worst inflation anyone's ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. All the polls are saying it. This election isn't just another day. Now there's happy Americans, straight and gay. They voted in droves. It was historic. There's never been anything like it. No one's ever seen a vote like this because it's a mandate. Low prices, so low, it's beautiful. Kamala and Joe, just go away. Believe me, you've never seen anything like this, and you need me today. It's a mandate. And it's so much fun right now, isn't it, to watch the Democrats just trying to figure out who we can blame. So they're blaming everybody, and I think most of the blame right now is falling on Joe Biden. They're not really saying that he was trying to help Trump at the end, but they're saying he didn't get out soon enough. I mean, yeah, we told you that 4 years ago. The guy wasn't capable of doing this job.
He's going to speak at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, today. Biden's speaking today?
Yes, he is.
All right.
And to your point on responding to Trump's message at the polls, listen to this turnaround. Mm-hmm. Voters under 30, a 17-point swing from 2020 between Biden and Harris. So more in favor of Trump. 17-point swing of people under 30. Because, I mean, they're struggling.
That's huge.
I mean, they have been raised in this country where you grow up, you become an adult, you pursue the American dream, and all of a sudden they hit a wall under the Biden-Harris administration. So they went to Trump in droves.
A 78-year-old man, it's worth noting.
Right.
78-year-old man.
Right. So, but of all the generational breakdowns of the voters, the only generation that went for Trump, Gen X, and you're welcome. So there you go.
Nice. Wait, baby boomers didn't go to Trump?
No.
Wow, that surprises me. That really surprises me. Interesting.
Yeah.
So what is it? Is it Biden's fault? Did he not get out early enough? Because that's what a lot of people are.
I mean, that's a convenient crutch for
he didn't get out
the left. It's also the fact that their policies suck. And I think Ari Fleischer broke it down beautifully in a tweet that I know we'll want to share, because that tells you it's the Democrat message probably more than anything. That and the fact, well, I think it's probably it's the crazy radical messaging of the left and the Biden-Harris administration on one hand, and it's the fact that we've lived under 4 years of Trump and we saw how much better this country can be.
Yeah, it was a stark contrast, and everybody knows it. You can't tell people they're doing well when they're not, because they know better. You can lie to them about a lot of stuff, but you can't make the point that your life is better than it is when you're paying 4 times what you used to pay for eggs. Mm-hmm. I mean, people understand that. But here was the Fleischer tweet to which you're referring. The groups Harris did best with tell you why the Democrats have big problems. Rich people, those making more than $100,000, went from +5 for Biden to +8 for Harris. The rich are one of the only groups she improved with. That surprises me, though, too. Those who never go to religious services, we're up by 26 for Harris. 26!
+26. Wow.
Those who say they have no religion, +40 for Harris. College grads, +8 for Harris. And those with postgraduate degrees were +24 for Harris. The D base is college-educated, wealthy, non-religious people. No wonder they're losing Hispanics and working people.
Yep.
They're a party that's increasingly rich, non-religious, and elitist, and out of touch.
Wow, there it is. There's your base, Democrats.
Congratulations. You worked hard on that. And you've been working for a long time.
Yeah, you lit them into the tent.
On that coalition. Good for you.
And now they own the place.
Yeah. Yep. All right. You know, we live in a society that is constantly uncomfortable, irritated, and on the edge all day, every day. Everything costs more, and you're getting less and less for your money. Now, thankfully, there are companies like Undertac providing exceptional quality. Men's basics for your hard-earned dollar. Their socks are made of battle weave wool. That's 5 times stronger than merino. Their ring-spun cotton hoodies and joggers, dangerously comfortable, and every patriot needs the EDC T-shirt 3-pack. Undertac isn't your typical men's boxers. They're made with modal, which is 50% more moisture-wicking than cotton. It's antibacterial, and it's just way softer. Plus, they now have a women's Undertac short for the tactical lady in your life. Go to undertac.com. That's undertac.com. Right now, you'll get 20% off site-wide when you use my offer code PAT20. So you get exceptional comfort, twice the guarantee at a fraction of the price, and they donate a portion of their profits to organizations actively in the fight against human trafficking. Just a great company, great people, and such a great product. Undertac.com, spelled under TAC. Undertac.com, offer code PAT20.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, I think we have a breakdown of the votes.
Okay,
is
so
this nationwide?
There's a lot of fun stuff here. Take a look. Okay, so I remember I mentioned Maine and some other states. I didn't know which ones have signed on to this pact that said, look, whatever the national popular vote says, we'll give our electoral votes to. So if that had been in effect this go around, and you calculate the states that have said they're going to do things this way, they've pledged. They haven't, legally done this. Look at what the electoral map would have looked like. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
So only Virginia and New Hampshire haven't signed on to that pact that went for Kamala. It would have been 521 to 17 in favor of Trump.
Wow. Wow.
So do it. Give us your electoral votes, whatever you want. Leave that up. That is something else. I just want to.
It shows exactly why the founders put this in place to begin with. This is exactly the reason.
Well,
is that what you want?
Soak that in.
Yeah, where no small state has a chance here. Your voice really isn't heard because you're overwhelmed by the large populous states.
Boy, lots of you sent me this graph, the 28-3 one. Early on, it was 28-3. Donald Trump in the lead. And,
wow.
And everyone said.
And, of course, the Super Bowl reference.
He didn't pull a Falcons. He held on.
Thank
for the
heaven.
win. Yeah, thank you. No kidding. And then lastly, I think the most telling graph from yesterday that was making the rounds was let's compare the vote tallies from 2024 to the last 3 elections. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, look at 2020. See, you can see that the Democrat tally has stayed pretty standard across the board at about 65, 66 million.
Except for 2020.
81 million in 2020. Boy, that Joe Biden was just so beloved.
Well, everybody loved him.
Everybody loved him. I don't know what you're trying to do. Everybody wanted to vote for Joe Biden.
Everybody loved him. Everybody loved Joe.
Put that back up. There's soak that one in, too.
Amazing.
Hello.
Jeez.
My
If that
goodness.
doesn't say let's question 2020, again.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what will.
100%.
Yeah.
And we had record turnout at places, but yet somehow we had less votes. Oh, okay, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
What was it? 90 million voted before Election Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did we not have more votes this time than we did last time?
Voter
During
suppression.
COVID, too, by the way.
Voter suppression.
Yeah, voter
Right.
suppression.
Stupid asking
Right.
for IDs.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to bring the room down, but I do want to show you how things currently stand. I just scribbled these down right before we went to air. The U.S. Senate, as it stands right now, it's 52-45 Republicans lead Democrats, and we still have some outstanding races. Arizona, if it's 50.1 for the Democrat over Carrie Lake, the 47.9. 74.
Yeah, she's probably not going to win.
Well, 74% are tallied so far, so there's still ways to go there. Of course, we know what they do in Arizona with votes. They're in, so it's
I thought the Republican led in Nevada, apparently not.
It's a 1% difference with 95% in favor of the Democrat. In Pennsylvania, it's 48.9 to 48.5 in favor of the Republican. This is the Bob Casey seat, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Very close.
There's 95% of the votes are in. There's a 28,000 edge there for the Republican. They just called the Michigan Senate seat. This one, 48.6 to 48.3 with 99% and 18,000 vote differential.
Does that bring it to 53 or is that still the 52?
This would be 52 to 45 with these 3 outstanding seats. Because take Michigan out. Michigan is counted in for the Democrats here.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's some funny business going on.
Yeah, they need to call the Bob Casey one. That's over.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got Nevada is very nasty right now with late votes breaking for the Democrat big time. It's
sucks.
Something's going on there.
Yeah.
It's something that happened 4 years ago as well. But it's just amazing how all the late ones seem to break for the Democrat in this Senate race.
Purely a coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In the House, according to AP, the vote right now, or the outcome right now, is 206 Republicans, 191 Democrats. And, of course, you need the 218 for the majority. According to CNN, though, it's 209 to 191 in favor of Republicans. So, according to CNN's count, they've given 3 extra to Republicans, so they're only 9 away from the majority now. There is some bad news here. Ilhan Omar has been reelected, inconceivably.
That's gross.
I don't know how. I don't know why. It's incredible.
I wonder how close that was. Do you have any idea?
It was really
Oh my
close.
gosh, I see that. 75 to 25?
Really close.
What in the hell? And she's running against.
It's only 50 points. So
I mean, I don't want to make assumptions here, but the name is.
it sounds like
Al-Akidi.
Yeah, it does sound like another. Muslim, right?
Where'd you get that? I have no idea.
You don't know?
Oh, she was born in Baghdad. Her opponent.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
yeah, it is.
But Ilhan Omar.
Okay.
Decision Desk has 212 in favor of Republicans.
Let's go.
They do?
Yeah, Decision Desk has 212
212.
and
Okay.
Democrats 197.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty close, but we should get to 218.
One last fun fact. I have not verified this, but another map that was going around, I did not send this in because I saw a couple of inaccuracies on it. But far and away, the states that did not require ID were the states that Kamala won. States that did were the ones that Trump won. So
Interesting.
You don't say.
Take that for what it's worth.
yeah.
Another interesting little note. Do you remember the Salon owner in Dallas?
Yes.
Shelley Luther.
Yeah.
She was put in jail because she opened her business. She couldn't afford to stay closed all that time. She needed to make money. She wanted to serve her clients. And she went back and reopened, and she got arrested, and she spent a week in jail because she opened her business. She just ran for office. She's run twice before and didn't quite make it. This time, she won in a landslide, 75-22 for a U.S. congressional seat in North Dallas. So that's pretty
things
awesome.
Are happening in
Big things.
Dallas, the city of Dallas.
They are.
You had a couple of years ago, the Democrat mayor switched to Republican.
Parties.
Right. And this is a black politician running a large American city who now is a Republican.
Yep.
And I saw a thing where all of the judicial seats in that area went to Republicans.
Yeah.
You had this.
Yeah, you had
I was not aware.
Shelley Luther.
Shelley Luther.
Shelley, not Sally.
Yeah, okay.
But 75-22. That for a Republican in North Dallas, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure is.
It's interesting.
So yeah, things are changing, and I'm so tired of hearing the mainstream media claim that Texas is going purple or is about to turn blue. Stop it. You've been saying that for 30 years, and Ted Cruz won by 10 points. Donald Trump won this state by 14. 14 points. So
purple. Thank you, Pat.
Thank
really,
you
really
for
purple.
proving
right.
Purple.
I am happy and kind of relieved that Texas had those kind of margins.
Yes,
because
me too.
when
Me too.
we had these questions of what is going on with the incursions into the voter rolls, what was that all about? Guess we'll find out on November 6th, when we wake up the next morning.
Did we do enough to negate it?
Right, especially when you consider the influx of Californians moving here.
Right.
It's like, you do know why you're leaving California. So my hope is that with all of these, every swing state went for Trump. And so it's my hope that maybe they can take their eyes off of Texas for a while on the left there, the ones that seek out vulnerabilities. It looks like they have the blue wall to concern themselves with again. Good. Go up there.
That wall came crumbling down. He won all swing states, right? All 7.
Yep.
All 7 swing states went to Trump.
Yeah, so the chart that we showed yesterday, that is the official chart now.
And so we were right about the fact that he was going to wind up with 312 electoral votes. That's what
we were right.
That's what the count is. 312 to 226? Is that what it is?
Yes, whatever's behind Keith, yes.
Yep.
So,
I'm just looking here.
You're welcome.
That's a landslide.
And by the way,
it's a mandate.
The decision desk has Republicans winning the House 90% probability with 222.
Okay.
Over
That's a better
213.
margin than we have right now.
Yes. So they're saying 222 Republicans and 213 Democrats.
Honestly, the election couldn't have gone better. Really couldn't have. Trump won the popular vote, which was, to me, critical.
It was needed, yes.
So that they wouldn't have that to beat us over the head with for the next 4 years. And had he won the Electoral College, but not the popular vote, I think during the next 4 years, there'd be a massive effort to eliminate the Electoral College.
And of course, yeah, you're absolutely right. We, of course, had the big gathering of people in Chicago last night that want Trump to step down. Just shut up.
To want Trump to step down?
I forgot what the stupid thing said.
Okay. I'm sure he probably will, right? If they want him to. I didn't realize you guys wanted me to step down already.
We shouldn't have had that vote. We should have checked in with the mob in Chicago.
Shoot.
All I have to say is pretty please, and I'll step down.
Well, if you ask nicely,
yes,
then sure, he's going to step down.
Boy,
absolutely.
And I can't wait until we go through these lib meltdowns.
We got that coming up next. So hang on.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Speaking of Chicago, though, did you see Trump won his first ward in Chicago ever? He won one of the wards in Chicago. I think 3rd ward, maybe. He won it.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't just close. He won. First time he's ever won a Chicago district. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed and the liberal meltdown. Next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, one of the strangest developments I've ever seen is the importance Democrats place on abortion. It is unlike anything I've ever witnessed. It is so important. It is the ultimate issue to them over the economy, over immigration, over war, over everything. They want to kill babies. That's why there's preborn. They're trying to change the hearts and minds of women in crisis. Pregnant women in crisis, and you can help them with your donation of $28. They can show an expectant mother the ultrasound. $28 is all that costs, and it doubles the chances the baby is going to be born alive when that happens. You see the ultrasound, you hear the heartbeat, you understand that that's human life. That's a separate body from yours. Not telling you what to do with your body, but hey, there is a consideration for the life inside you. That's where preborn comes in. And then once she has the baby, then preborn doesn't just abandon that mother. They're up to 2 years of emotional support, baby formula, baby diapers, all the things that she needs to make it through those next 2 years. They're there for them. If you'd like to help out, to donate, dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or go to preborn.com/Pat.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Man, you just said something that really resonated. How important abortion is to Democrats. It animates them.
It's everything to them.
It's grotesque how the murder of babies is what animates that party.
Yep.
And so it made me think, oh my gosh, you have to see clip 17 that we have today. Maryland Governor Wes Moore, by the way, I'll put money on it right now, is going to be your nominee for Democrats in 2028. This guy, and see, this is, Democrats love to use religion as it's a way they can deliver their message in stealth mode. And boy, did he go out of his way to tie in abortion with a biblical reference.
Oh my gosh.
Clip 17.
Jeez.
You know, I oftentimes talk about how I look back at Ephesians, and how Ephesians talks about how men hold this place as a spiritual head of household. But what that means is being able to be a protector for everyone in your household.
All right.
It means supporting everyone in your household.
Except for the
And it means protecting their interests and frankly, their lives. And so you have a person who's putting together policies that is attacking the health care of my daughter or my wife or my sisters. Then that is my responsibility to serve as an anchor and a protector.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? It's just, I don't even, you can't express how baffling it is that there's no consideration for the human life in the womb.
I can't even get to the headspace, the mental gymnastics that they go through to take these positions.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about protecting women. Really? Okay. Of the 64 million aborted babies since 1973, at least 32 million of them would have been women at some point during the course of their life.
I swear.
Certainly females. They'd start out as girls, baby girls, wind up as toddler girls, become little girls, who then become young women, who then become women. Well, why is there no consideration for that?
It's 2024. Some of the boys will become women, too.
Well, that's true. That's true. We don't want to forget that or negate that possibility. It's insane.
I can't even, we try to have perspective of others so we can talk to them and have conversations and disagreements and let's talk this out. But I can't get into the headspace when you are that oblivious to what you are saying.
I know. Jeez.
Oh.
Okay.
Westmore, Maryland governor, 2028 Democrat nominee.
So the most important thing to him is to protect his daughter's right to kill his grandchild.
Yep.
Potentially down the road.
Potentially, yes.
Oh, man.
Mental illness, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. I got some tweets here. Anthony Osh, I will say that on my way to work yesterday morning, the squirrels did seem very chipper. Well, there you go. There you go. So, Peanut did not die in vain.
That's right.
That's a good thing. Patriot Beagles 2. Did Donnie give her a good reference for her McDonald's application?
Oh, McDonald's.
Oliver Klosoff. When does Harris drop the video on the phone call to Trump asking for a friend? Probably soon. From Carol Remarks. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kamala said we have to keep fighting? Inciting violence.
That's right.
That's what they'd be doing.
Yeah, and somebody actually counted that, I think it was over 20 times that she used the word fighting or fight during her speech yesterday.
Wow. From Hogasm, MSM, the mainstream media, is ignoring the historic aspect of this election. America reelected the first convicted felon to have been impeached twice. Is this a great country or what?
Seriously. Impeached twice, convicted felon. The lawsuits that were meant to just drain his time and his resources.
Yeah.
All of the threats to this man. God bless him.
Yep. Let's see. From William, just proof you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Man, they sure tried. KJP's blinker fluid without clips of cackling Kamala or sloppy Joe. How are you all going to fill the extra airtime when Trump gets in office? Cooking with Chris?
Oh, done.
Yeah. Okay. Be looking for some recipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll need that. I've got my kale recipe, but we can't completely rely on that.
Well, can we start with a kale recipe and then work from there?
Yes.
I like that.
But it'll be compelling recipes.
Oh, absolutely.
These are recipes that not everybody has.
No, arroz con pollo, arroz con carne re, un poquito de arroz con platalones.
I think he's cussing you out, bro.
Wow.
In Spanish.
From Brett S. Goodbye, Kamala Harris. We are now unburdened by what has been. And one salty spittoon. Shouldn't it be Biden calling to say he will help facilitate the peaceful transition of power? He's acting president, after all, right?
Right. We forget that.
Yeah, we do.
By the way, yesterday, Don Jr. posted on social media Trump's 2-week notice to McDonald's because he will not be able to show up to work anymore.
Oh, wow.
So,
did he actually do that?
Donald
funny.
Trump
That's
Jr.,
funny.
DJ Jr., he posted that on his social media.
So
it's funny.
great.
I like that.
Even if it's fake, it's funny.
It is funny.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Really? This president thing is going to take up all your time?
I know, right? I think McDonald's needs to push back a little, maybe
think they
negotiate.
do.
Hey, we'll move you down to
minute.
part-time.
Yeah.
We'll move you back to part-time, Fridays and Saturdays.
I mean, we can give you less hours.
Yeah, less hours.
But you still need to show up.
You should. You said yes to working here.
Right.
Right. You got to at least keep enough hours so that you can get the employee discount.
And his LinkedIn page got updated yesterday. So he started as a convicted felon, then worked at a McDonald's, moved up to trash duty. Now he's president. So his LinkedIn got updated.
Is this a great country
resume,
or what?
That's a resume right there. Come on.
And in all seriousness about Donald Trump, we just talked about how they have gone out after him in every way imaginable. Can you imagine being in his shoes if you were president and then they were still doing all of this to you? It's like, I would just want to you know what? I've done enough.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I sure as hell wouldn't have been running again.
You're a billionaire. You don't need this. You
I
don't
lost my
need this.
ear. I lost my ear.
I genuinely and I've said this so many times. It's so great to have a president who, without a doubt, loves this country.
Yes.
It's a shame that that's our threshold. There's nothing against Donald Trump, but it's a shame that you look back at recent presidents and you're like, can you just give me someone that loves the country? And boy, there's no question that man does.
All right. Yesterday, liberal talking heads were in full meltdown mode. We'll get into that in just a second. First, let me tell you about the liver health formula. You know that that health threat, sluggish liver, affects 1 in 3 Americans? Wow. So that in turn affects your weight, your energy levels, clear thinking, productivity, even sleep. It can also lead to heart problems. You don't want this. Our livers get bombarded every day with GMOs, microplastics, toxins. You don't even think about that stuff. So if you know somebody, your husband, your brother, your friend, and they feel sluggish, drained, can't seem to get rid of those few extra pounds, let me recommend trying Liver Health Formula and just see the benefits for yourself. It's a premium supplement designed with 11 clinically proven botanicals to support and detoxify your liver, and it just helps you feel revitalized and ready to go every single day. This company has already helped more than 2 million people. Here's what their customer Stephanie had to say. In February 2022, I found out I had liver issues. I researched and then started taking Liver Health Formula. 6 months later, my doctor was amazed. I lost 20 pounds, my liver was healthier, and I cut sugar and carbs. These supplements definitely helped. Of course, your results may vary, but give it a try. There is an exclusive deal right now for my viewers. You can try Liver Health Formula as a special offer and receive a free 1-month supply of nano-powered omega-3s with your order. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Okay, the meltdown was pretty widespread, and it continues today, of course. They're trying to figure out who they can blame, who can you pin this on, what happened, how is it possible we lost to Hitler, this Nazi, and his psychopathic followers. Well, over at The View, here was Sonny Hostin.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was America makes a perilous choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry, not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class.
Of course,
I worry about my mother, a retired teacher.
Yeah.
I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare.
So beautiful.
I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter,
and can
who
they
now
kill
has
babies?
less rights than I have.
Oh, no.
And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So, again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons. Well, and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
Yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion.
What?
I'm worried about mass deportation.
How come she hasn't been worried about the debt increasing under Biden-Harris? Are you kidding me? Now, only now, here, after Biden has increased the debt by what, 10 trillion, 12 trillion? You're worried about another 7.5 trillion. Oh, that's a new one. That is, but again, you have less rights? What right has been taken from you? Even if you're talking about abortion, you can still get one, and so can your daughter.
So she says less civil rights. And let's see. She makes how much a year as a host on a national TV program? Ooh, gosh, you're so held at $1.6 million per year.
$1.6 million
is her take home there.
Wow.
And so, but boy, the man keeping you down, that's for sure.
No kidding.
Sonny.
It's unbelievable.
And yeah, The fluoride's definitely.
The fluoride.
That's going away.
Yeah, remember the promise?
Well, yes.
There will be no more fluoride in toothpaste or in your water supply.
In the water system, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's I'm being serious. That's a fact.
He did say he's going to eliminate fluoride?
No, Robert Kennedy said we should, and then Trump said he'd be okay with that.
Okay. I mean, really, that's an issue now?
Well, it is to them.
Get your own fluoride. Use fluoride toothpaste.
Thank you.
They shouldn't be putting stuff in our water.
My body, my choice.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I've been told.
Were we asked, is it okay if we include fluoride in your water supply? I didn't vote on that. Did you?
I don't remember, so no.
I
think there's more to this.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Let her do it.
That he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps. And I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised.
What do you mean?
As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country.
That's what qualifies
And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum
It had nothing to do with policy? Where do you get that?
Cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it...
There you go. It's because you're a racist. That's why Kamala Harris isn't president-elect right now.
Okay, there's 80 million racists in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
There's 80 million people who wouldn't vote for her just because of her race or gender.
Now you're getting it.
I can't. Had nothing to do with policy. It had everything. Plus, what is her policy? She wouldn't even tell us. We had to guess at her policies. We had to ask and beg and plead for her to share what her policies are with us. And she still wouldn't identify them.
Yeah. 3 months, you could have told us what you stood for.
You had 107 days to tell us what your stupid policies are. Are they the same as Biden because you said you wouldn't change a thing? Or are they completely different than Biden's? Are they what you said in 2020 when you were running the first time? Or are what you're alluding to now? Because you haven't really said anything about any policy. So we're left with complete confusion and doubt about who you are and what you stand for. But none of that mattered. No, it's because she's a black woman. Shut up. These are the dumbest people in the history of television. How do they continue to show up day after day without ABC firing them?
Right. The fact that you are a millionaire.
Wow, yeah.
And this stupid shows you
it's amazing.
Nobody's holding you back for any reason whatsoever.
And again, The View is a division of ABC News. This is supposed to be a news program. Wow.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for noticing. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where deplorable garbage hippie patriot tweets. Am I reading the results right this morning? Did we take both Congress, meaning the House, I guess, and Senate? We better not screw up this red wave blessing. That's for sure.
Boy, yeah.
We haven't yet officially taken the House, but we have, Republicans have gained the majority in the Senate. And it looks like they'll take the House as well.
If current trends continue, yes. And this time we don't have, Trump doesn't have to worry about a John McCain or a Paul Ryan or some roadblock there. So let's make sure we get leadership in those houses as well.
Can you imagine how much could get done if they just have a spine this time? That'd be great. Tom Karnick. I sure hope we don't relax our vigilance regarding election integrity while determining Senate and House races. Indeed. Mr. Shawns, I think the Latino vote for conservatism in Texas will only get stronger.
Yeah, remember that county I told you yesterday that Trump won? it's the most Latino county in America, most Hispanic, Starr County, Texas. Mm-hmm. And first time it went Republican in 130 years. Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Stunning.
And isn't it something like 85 or 90% Hispanic?
Oh, boy.
Somewhere in that neighborhood?
Let's see.
I don't know. It's very,
Starr
very
County
Hispanic.
Demographics. Let me look that up real quick, see what comes up here. Let's see. Oh, wait, I just saw it. Hang on. Let me get back to the search results here. There's almost into 97.7% identifying as Hispanic or Latino, Starr County, Texas.
Jeez. That's amazing.
That's a seismic shift, what Donald Trump has done
Big time.
to American politics.
Big time. But we had more from the crazy liberals yesterday. They're just getting started on this. In fact, Sonny Hostin even had more in the Coven on the View yesterday. Here's what she had to say.
52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually, voting more for him. Yeah. And you have, and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president. Right. So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms? And why do you think Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport the majority of his community?
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this race.
I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jew.
You can kill it.
Jeez. Yeah, we heard that part.
Jeez.
A mixed race woman married to a Jewish man. You know, exit polls claim Kamala Harris received 79% of the American Jewish vote. 79% to 21%. I mean, what does it take? Seriously, how many times do American Jews have to have Democrat leaders spit in their faces before they realize the Democrats are not your friend? Kamala played both sides against the middle, as she always does. She pandered to Palestinians. She repeatedly claimed, including last week, while being heckled, that the heckler had a legitimate point about Israel committing genocide. So again, what does it take to show you that they are not your friends? Democrats are not your friends, American Jews. It's incredible. I don't know how that happens. So it is kind of amazing that a mixed race woman with a Jewish husband lost this election anyway. It just shows you there's a conservative wave going on right now in America. We're sick and tired of what's going on. All right. Let me tell you about Beam Organics, because if you struggle with sleep, and so many of us do, gosh, it's hard to be tired all day long, be irritable, be unfocused, have low energy levels while you're trying to do your daily tasks. You maybe have tried all kinds of different sleep aids. That's why Beam's Dream Powder is a real game changer. It can be for you, too. This is a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa made specifically for sleep. And it'll completely transform your bedtime routine. The flavors are not only delicious, but they're guilt-free, too. Just 15 calories per serving. 0 grams of sugar. And my favorite flavor is the sea salt caramel. Try that. Really decadent treat. There's also brownie batter, vanilla chai, and the original cinnamon cocoa, all of which make winding down and getting better sleep fantastic. It's delicious. It's low calorie. It comes with all natural ingredients that help you sleep so you don't wake up groggy, and it's not habit forming. It's fantastic. Just in time for the holidays, you can access their biggest Cyber Monday sale of the year early. Get up to 50% off at shopbeam.com/Pat. That's shopbeam, shopbeam.com/Pat. Enter the promo code Pat at checkout.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Liberals also blamed social media for the Donald Trump win. Here's what that looked and sounded like. Now,
Clip 7?
Clip 7.
Can we not let Fox News off the hook, please?
I don't understand.
And Newsmax and all the fake news that's been going out there. You know, one of the things that we need to do, and it's not to abolish the Department of Education. As a former teacher, believe me, he's talking about doing that.
Yes.
You know,
Good.
kids in, I brought
Let's
this up
hope so.
before, I'm going to bring it up again. In Finland, kids in nursery school are learning to discern between fake news and real news.
Yeah.
They should be teaching that in this country.
Yeah.
Teach children
And
tolerance.
who decides
teach
what's
them
fake and what's real? You?
Well, it would help
You,
if we could regulate
Joy?
social media, because one of the biggest offenders is
darn
D.C.
it.
and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue
Who's she?
corporations of social media.
with Elon Musk.
Pause it.
Don't.
Is that a new witch in the coven? I'm unfamiliar with this
They're
one.
opening up membership.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Huh.
Every
Does she have her own cauldron?
I think at every Halloween they invited a new witch to
Oh,
join
nice.
them. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's generous.
But check this out. From the same group of clucking witches that says, you know, my body, my choice, but don't let me choose where I go for my information or my free speech rights.
Right.
Don't give
That's
me
right.
that benefit, that freedom.
Right. Because we're too stupid to decide. They've got to tell us. They have to tell us what's real and what's fake.
And somebody mentioned in
Jeez.
a tweet earlier, right? Like, what are you guys going to talk about now? The left is only starting to rev up what they're going to be like for the next 4 years. We're going to have plenty to talk about.
I will say this, though. As nervous and worried and concerned as we were about violence, knock on wood, so far at least, we've been pretty violence-free.
Okay.
Right?
They're plotting.
I mean, they could be plotting. It could still be coming. But right now, we're making another peaceful transition. So pray that continues. Over at MSNBC, Jen Psaki was apparently not happy either with the outcome of the election. Gosh, I hate to see. Don't you hate to see that?
It's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X. Who is a disinformation propagandist and now has a direct, could potentially have a direct line to the Oval Office.
Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah. That's scary, isn't it?
She's lamenting that Elon Musk might have a direct line to the Oval Office, the owner of Twitter, X. When she was in office,
they were
Jen
controlling
Psaki,
what X did, what Twitter did.
They can't believe.
It's just incredible. Yes.
If they have someone at the controls, it's good.
Yeah.
If they don't, it's bad.
Right.
But yet
Hypocrisy is
the
unbelievable.
right are the fascists and the dictators.
Also, speaking of bias in social media, did you see the Google election bias again? Again. Still, I guess. Google was not showing results for Donald Trump. They only showed results for Kamala Harris. Like if you type in, where can I vote for Kamala Harris? Google responded with a map showing the nearest polling location. If you searched, where can I vote for Donald Trump?
No.
They didn't have a map. There was no such information available. It's only Google. I mean, we only have billions of responses. But not that one.
Are you for real?
Not that one. Yeah. Yes.
Of course, who's going to type it? Okay, are you typing in, where do I go to vote for Donald Trump? But I get the point.
Yeah.
It's clear.
I mean, it's clear election bias.
Yeah, and election interference, right?
And interference. Yes.
And so, in other words, that same group and Jen Psaki would be like, well, Google's a private company. They can put whatever search result they want.
So is X. And you got a real problem with that. And as you pointed out, the Biden administration was working with them to remove things or to squash certain things or to say certain things the administration wanted said.
Which is the reason why Elon bought Twitter.
Right. That's the whole point.
Because they were being used by the government.
Jen Psaki herself accidentally pulled back the curtain once during one of her pressers where she talked about a room at the White House where they have direct line of communication to stop disinformation and misinformation and malinformation and whatever the hell information about COVID and vaccines and election fraud and claims that it was stolen. But oh my gosh, when they can't control the message that you receive,
then it's a catastrophe. And it is for them because they can't win the actual argument. If there's a fair discussion, they can't win it. It's impossible because they don't make sense. And people with any common sense can see through their garbage explanations for things. Was there actually a rare moment of honesty that came from Joe Scarborough yesterday? Is that possible?
It's a long little rant here.
He's been out of his mind. So this might be interesting.
The Washington Post, Matt Bai, writes in part, I do think the prosecutions fed a narrative of Trump as a victim. I also think Democrats dug themselves into a hole on cultural issues and identity politics. Trump's vicious transgender ad in the closing weeks, she's for they, them, he's for you, was probably the most effective of the cycle. I think that probably landed with a lot of traditionally Democratic voters who feel like the party is consumed with the cultural issues, while the economic issues don't really change. I think people needed a reason to feel good and hopeful about voting for her, and absent that, a lot of frustrated voters apparently decided to go with the guy who wants to burn it all down.
Let's dig a little deeper, because you have that stacked on top of what happened on college campuses this fall, stacked on top of what's been happening on college campuses over the past 4 or 5 years. I have said this on the air. And every time I've said it, people said, oh, you're just saying that because you're a white conservative. No, I'm just saying it because every Democrat that we have ever sat down with dinner with over the past 5 years who have kids that go to colleges say their kids are afraid to speak in class because they'll be canceled. Let me say that again. And they're all Democrats. Everybody that we've had dinner with, if they have a kid in college, you go, how are the Red Sox going? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Sitting there eating. Beautiful day today, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, my daughter at University of Virginia, she's afraid to raise her hand in class because if she says something that's politically incorrect, she will immediately be canceled. She'll be shunned from class. She'll be destroyed in social media by noon. So they just sit in class quiet. Now, if any of you, which camera? Give me a camera to look at. Boom! Oh, look at that one. If any of you out there say, oh, that's just like a conservative, white, Southern guy, da-da-da, that's what you're losing.
I love it.
That's what you're losing.
Oh, my God.
Because that's what I heard. And I didn't hear it from Republicans. I didn't hear it from Trumpers. I heard it from Democrats over the past 3 or 4 years. Their kids were afraid to talk in class and say something unpopular because they would be canceled. And it's an epidemic. Willie will tell you it happens in New York City schools. It happens in colleges. And all of this adds up to people going, come on, this is crazy. And Mike, it's having an impact from, again, the trans ad to, the athletics. And by the way, as we've said on the show 1,000 times, Democrats should be smarter on the women's athletics thing. 85% of Americans oppose men transitioning after puberty and competing against women. And I'm not just saying this the day after the election. I've been saying this for years. This is not a hard call. Okay. You can show compassion and you can show grace. And as the Republican governor of Utah said, let's figure out a way to do this. But one way we don't do this is by allowing men who transition after puberty competing against young girls who have been working their entire lives to be as good as they can be. And then they get destroyed in the pool, on the track, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That might be the only
I know.
right-leaning thing I've heard from that guy in 20 years.
It's not even right-leaning. It's just common sense.
It is, but he doesn't. He rarely exhibits any common sense. I mean, the guy is a flaming liberal, and he's still proclaiming the fact that he's a conservative.
That was cute. What was it you said in my ear?
Bernie Sanders went to social media on Twitter and posted basically the same thing. The Democrats have forgotten who are they fighting for.
Ah, wow.
In a long statement.
It's interesting.
Huh. Well, good.
Interesting.
It's time for some self-introspection
Funny how
there.
when you elect Trump, common sense comes back very quickly.
Right.
Wow, listen. That's interesting. I'm looking at his Twitter feed now. Yeah, like basically saying
the same thing.
that the working class has been abandoned by the Democrat Party. So, I mean...
Wait, which, now seeing the joke, I was like, wait, is this the Democrats sending talking points to kind of reel it in? Or is this common sense?
I don't know that... Do we have any examples besides Joe Scarborough and Bernie Sanders? I don't know that it's a concerted
more do
effort.
You need, bro?
No, what I'm saying is I don't think it's a concerted effort. I don't think the Democrat Party is all of a sudden getting religion on common sense.
No,
I think it's just a couple of little flare-ups here and there.
I think so, too.
Huh.
All right. If you like this show, you're going to love the merchandise we have for the show. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. You can check out everything from our I'm cold. It's cold. Sweaters and T-shirts.
It's getting there.
To our Pat Gray hats and beanies. Yeah, this morning it was, 40s? 48 or something?
I don't think it was that chilly, but
chilly.
We're getting there.
50s? Okay, 50s.
We're getting there.
And, of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise right there at your fingertips as well. From the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections, you got the jackets, the T-shirts, the hoodies, socks, mugs. I mean, there's so much there to love. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. Check out my merchandise as well as everything else that's available from Blaze Media. Be sure you use my promo code PAT10 to get 10% off your entire order. That's shopblazemedia.com. Promo code PAT10 to get 10% off today.
Subscribe to Pat Gray Unleashed on Apple Music and Spotify. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. I got some tweets here. Timmy Tom Tampon Equestrian Extraordinaire tweets. How come all these tolerant, loving women are all out on social media screaming and spreading hate? Is that the new definition of joy? Apparently. Side of sarcasm tweets, you missed Sonny Hostin referring to them as uneducated white women rather than non-college educated.
Thank you.
How insulting to that demographic.
Boy, they hate
Oh, my gosh, yes. Thomas Bond, Elon Musk, what a moron. Spends $44 billion on Twitter, and all he got was control of all three branches of government. Patriot Infidel, remember the Minister of Disinformation they tried to create?
That's right.
Good times. That's
right.
Yeah, those are good times. CNN discussed the finger pointing going on behind the scenes among the Democrats. That's pretty interesting. Check this out, Cut 10.
Alex Thompson, you have been covering the Biden campaign, followed by the very abbreviated Harris campaign. We have not heard from her yet. We expect to hear from her in the morning. What are you hearing from inside the campaign right now about how they think this happened? What the questions are that are being raised? I mean, I certainly have already heard some quiet so far, but people saying, well, if Joe Biden had still been at the top of the ticket, would this have been different? I'm, of course, skeptical of that, but I want to know what you're hearing.
Yeah, the finger pointing is already starting, and it's only going to become more direct. I'll just give you two quotes from people that I talked to tonight.
Give me two quotes.
This is a former Biden advisor. How do you spend $1 billion and not win? Right. What the
$1.3 billion.
So
1.3
there's a lot of F-bombs that get thrown.
Yeah. How do you spend $1.3 billion, by the way, and not win? That's what they should look at.
It's because
your message sucks. Yep. Your candidate sucked.
Yep.
And so America's, we don't want it. We don't want your Marxism. We don't want your cultural disintegration. We don't want it. Also on CNN on election night, Scott Jennings gave the perspective from the right. This is really good. Check this out.
This is a mandate. He's won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004.
Bush, yeah. W.
This is a big deal.
20 years.
This isn't backing into the office.
Right.
This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans.
Right.
Fix immigration.
Okay.
Try to get crime under control. Try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage.
Yes.
They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like
really good.
They have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats. Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line. And we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had enough.
Nice. Wow, that's a good summation of what just went on. From somebody... Yes, a Republican, but somebody on CNN said it. How about that? Nice. And really, secretly, the powers that be at CNN are joyful.
Absolutely.
Because of Trump's win.
I'm telling you. I would love an insider to tell me what the ad rates just went to at CNN after the Trump victory.
That would be fascinating
tripled.
to see.
I guarantee you they tripled to buy a spot.
And they'll go up again after January 20th.
Yeah.
Incredible. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, Trump won. It's not a dream. Like I've woken up twice now.
Yeah.
It's not a dream.
No, it's not.
It feels so good.
Oh, man.
Like, honestly, I think he said it right yesterday. 10 years have been lifted off my life.
I know.
Yeah, well, 10 years that the election cycle stole from me, gave back. Yes.
And, you know, while their hand-wringing continues and will continue for a long time, as they try to figure out what went wrong. I mean, we didn't nominate this person. Nobody likes her. She had no policy positions. She had no answers for anything. Why didn't she win? I don't know. That's really hard to figure out. Maybe you just explained it all. I mean, they circumvented their sacred democracy BS and just appointed her and just shoved her into this race and expected everybody to fall in line.
And she should have said something. This is not fair. She should have said no.
She should have.
She should have
said, no, we're going to have an open convention.
Yes.
I'm going to win this fair and square.
She would look so much better if she would have done that.
She still wouldn't have won, but it would have been better for her.
It would have been better for her, yes.
But then, you know, she can't answer anything. She's got no policies except Trump's. She tried to use his policies in some cases because those are the winning policies. Those are what America wants to hear. We want the border secured. We want illegals deported. We don't want all of this crime. We want lower prices. And it's fascinating because you remember the Bret Baier interview with her? I mean, it was things like this that were inexplicable.
Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years. So I love that. What are you turning the page from?
Right.
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade
Wait, what?
In which we have been burdened
By
with
you?
the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump.
The last decade of you and Joe and Barack Obama? Because you've got to include them in the decade. Trump was only there for 4 years. I mean, none of what she said made sense. She had no answers for anything. You had the worst candidate and the worst vice presidential candidate ever put before the American people. And then you wonder, what happened? I wonder why. Incredible. And you had a president who's got dementia, and everybody knows it, and they lied about it for 4 years, telling us how sharp he is, how brilliant he is, how well-spoken he is, when we all saw the opposite every single day.
And this was my favorite picture, Pat, from yesterday. Look at that face of Timmy.
Yeah, he
That's
cried.
right.
He wept.
I told y'all I only really heard the speech. I didn't get to see it, but I heard that Tim Walz and Doug Emhoff were both bawling. Is that
Yes.
right? Oh, no.
Like, literally right there is the perfect picture.
It is.
I hope
This will make
It
Stu
is.
so happy today.
But
so
so
great.
maybe Tim and Doug can comfort each other.
Well, they already do.
That's good. What? Excuse me? That's sweet.
Uh-huh. Well, they're very similar. They remind me a lot of each other. And so they deserve each other. That's great. And they can go commiserate together. That'll be great.
Plenty of time now.
Yeah. Plenty of time. Of course, he does have a state, I guess, to continue to govern it for, 2 more years?
Boy.
He's got left on his term.
Sorry.
I'm sorry about that, Minnesota. But you did it to yourself.
We
Holy
did not
cow.
realize how bad it was for you, Minnesota.
Man.
And the lieutenant governor is worse.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, really?
right.
Yes,
She is. Oh, yeah,
she
we played
is-
clips of her.
Oh, she is the
She is
psychopath
weird.
of
Oh, wow.
wokeness.
She makes Tim Walz look normal.
Yes.
Oh, that's impossible.
Yes, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yes.
impossible.
Oh, yeah.
They're fit.
Wow.
They're a fit.
So Minnesota's in trouble. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but hold on. You
Come
say in trouble. They just reelected by a
Elon
margin
Omar.
of 3-1.
Elon Omar.
So
Yeah,
what do you
so
mean
they're
they're in
great.
trouble?
Wow.
Yeah. The new country of Somalia, by the way, because didn't they change their flag?
Minnesota State.
They did. Yeah, they did.
That's the guy
And they
who
were proud of
changed
it.
the flag.
Yeah, crazy. Jeez. And yet, there's liberals like Keith Olbermann who still aren't taking this well. Here's Keith after, not Keith Melanak, but Keith Olbermann.
Okay.
After Trump won in 2016 and then again yesterday.
We were invaded, is what it boils down to, just because there was not blood on the street.
Right.
If the Russians had come in with Cossacks and put him in, I think we would have had a different kind of reaction to it. That's the reaction we need now. What I saw last night was a lot of people hooting and hollering correctly and getting fired up and going, we're going to resist this in every way possible. And other people going, you really think it's that serious? Yes, I do think it's that serious.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the point. Well,
Same thing.
but it's the
Same
point
thing.
the point of a war, other than to gain territory, is to put the guy you want in charge of somebody else's country.
Yeah.
And we're now only debating at this point, after the story in the New York Times yesterday, how much the Russians decided our election.
And
Russia has committed an act of war against this nation. We were attacked last night. Regardless of the outcome of the presidential election,
Last night.
as certainly as if Russia had bombed and not merely threatened with a terrorist attack.
Is this real? Is that?
Oh, that's a good question. Is that real or is that AI?
Because that's going around like it's real because nobody watches him when he originally broadcasts. So it could easily be fake. And now I'm looking at his mouth going, is that real? I don't know. Whatever.
Probably is because he's psychotic.
Russia bombed us last night.
He's psychotic.
He is psychotic.
He does say stuff like that, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, it'd be hard to do a fake Keith Olbermann that would be unbelievable.
Right. On election night, Katie Couric was distraught, too.
Great.
Hi, everybody. Just a quick reminder, if you're watching the election results tonight, I just want to make you aware of something called a red mirage. That's when some of the rural counties come in because they're earlier and faster because there are fewer votes to count.
Okay.
So don't panic.
Don't
if
panic.
you
It's just a
hear
red
people
mirage.
Or see kind of Donald Trump winning in some of these swing states.
Right. Don't panic.
Because that happened before in 2020.
Yeah.
And as the
Don't
votes
worry
come
about
in
it.
from bigger urban areas.
And fraud.
the results change.
And
so
okay, sure.
I thought that would be helpful for you all to
that
know
is
as you
helpful.
watch
Thank you.
everything
What
that's
a
going on
relief.
tonight. Anyway, happy election day.
Fingers crossed. Look, guys, you got her fingers crossed. Okay, Katie. Remember when people tried to say she was a journalist? Right down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So there you go. Red Mirage.
I've never heard the Red Mirage thing.
I hadn't heard
Have
that,
you
until,
heard
this, until this cycle. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's when the rural vote comes in, and we just are waiting on the urban results now.
Yes. Right.
When those come in, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, the Red Mirage is also known as the actual vote before the fraudulent ballots get dropped off at the arena.
Right.
Red Mirage.
By the way, Pat, we just retweeted the Keith Olbermann
it
video
is real.
from his
Okay.
account.
All right.
It's just it was blown up on his face, but we do have it on X.
Okay. Wow, good.
Boy, Cardi B is sane, right?
Oh, yeah. One of the most sane people that you could ever hope for.
That's what I hear.
I mean,
so my only question is...
She's almost like a therapist for America.
Okay, she picked a weird filter to do her little Instagram live thing on. But my only question is, was she reading this take off of her phone? Or is this just...
This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes.
Oh, she's mad at Trump.
That's all I'm going to say.
I must say?
I'm going to say.
So what is she?
She's saying that if your state voted for Trump, that's why you got your hurricanes.
We got retroactive hurricanes? Is that what it was? Because the hurricanes happened before the vote. So
God knew. God saw the early
that's
voting
true.
results, and then he's like, you know what? Time for some hurricanes.
Or is this her telling us that government can control the weather? Because she was part of the campaign. She part of the Harris campaign.
Oh my gosh!
Did she do that filter, or did somebody do that to her?
That's her filter.
That's her filter. Yeah. That's cute. That's adorable.
And if you're listening, she looks like a man.
Cute. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Or a space alien. I mean, put up the...
Oh, no. We got to look at this
still
again.
shot, because...
Please, let's look at that.
Really strange.
Oh, wait, no, that's Tim Walz. That's Tim Walz. So, I mean, that is a man, technically.
Cardi B.
But he has no balls.
Cardi B.
Cardi B. All right.
There she is. Or, I guess.
I think that's Megamind from the movie Megamind.
That's what... Yes, that's what she looks like there.
She looks like
Megamind.
So it's a Megamind filter.
It's a
Thank you.
Okay. She just missing being purple.
Well, that was so weird.
Oh, man, these people.
You know Megamind, Pat?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course. I've got kids and grandkids. Yeah, I know Megamind.
That's cool.
Uh-huh. That professor who thinks he has the greatest formula ever, he's predicted every election except one or something, I guess, since the dawn of time.
Yeah, he says that he got 2000 wrong only because Bush
It was stolen.
Bush stole that.
Yeah, selected, not elected.
The 2020 one wasn't stolen for Joe Biden.
No. He got that right.
But he was so proud a few weeks ago. He's out and about. Everybody and their brother wants to interview him, saying how Kamala's going to win because my formula's awesome.
This is Allan Lichtman or Lichtman.
That's him.
He was forced to admit his prediction of Kamala Harris winning was wrong. What?
Look, my prediction for this presidential election was wrong. I own up to it. Right now, I am taking time off today, Wednesday, through my live show Thursday. My aim is to assess why the keys were wrong and what we can learn from this era and what the election means for the future of our country.
Means we survive.
Forward.
That's what it means.
The show will be at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Thursday,
9
November
Thursday.
7th.
Wow, that's tonight. Good. We're in time.
Allan Lichtman.
We're in time.
So watching
Allan Lichtman. Okay. Wow.
I'm going to watch that.
Wow.
Everybody
Allan.
has a podcast, Pat Gray.
Can't wait. I have to wait all the way till 9 o'clock tonight, though?
He has to analyze. He has to analyze.
That every living organism, if this guy has a podcast, you know every other living organism on the planet also has
Look, my
a
prediction
podcast.
was wrong because my friends on the left assured me that we were going to steal this one as well.
Right?
That's why.
Right?
You can, it's like, remember how I put money on the celebrity boxing, Pat, because I knew I was told the results ahead of time? See, that's what happened to him. You see? So,
I see.
And didn't come through for him.
Okay.
So we got to do the what happened. We had some breaking news yesterday. Middle of the day, we got clip 12.
We have some news about special counsel Jack Smith, this man right here. Donald Trump said recently that he would fire Jack Smith, quote, within 2 seconds of taking office. Well, we found out that he may not have that opportunity. The reason is that the Department of Justice, where Jack Smith works, cannot prosecute a sitting president. Fox News is told that Jack Smith will be gone from his post as special counsel, meaning the cases will be gone before Trump takes the oath of office at noon on January 20th. This is the documents case, though that was dropped already by Judge Eileen Cannon back over the summer, and it's on appeal, but also this case for Trump's alleged efforts to try to overturn the 2020 election. So given the fact DOJ policy says you cannot prosecute a sitting president, expect Jack Smith's cases to be done. The last case, and I'll end on this, is that Atlanta case that deals with the 2020 elections. That's a local Georgia case. We've seen over the last year how that has played out with Fonnie Willis, Nathan Wade. That has many problems, many different delays. So the bottom line for my story to all of you right now, Donald Trump's legal problems have essentially all gone away since he won last night. Harris.
What does that tell you?
Oh, man.
What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me it was a political conviction to begin with.
100%.
It was a political effort
100%.
From the start.
100%. Look, it failed, so I guess we're going to drop it now.
And it looks like they're going to also drop the two things he already lost. They're going to dismiss the fraud case, I think. All of this stuff's going to go away.
But I thought it was for justice, though.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know, yeah.
Not political at all.
No.
But here's the thing.
So
After
surprising.
I saw that, I saw this clip from AG Letitia James.
Oh, no.
We did not expect this result, but we are prepared to respond to this result.
What does that mean?
And my office has been preparing for several months.
Oh, good.
Because we've been here before. We faced this challenge before. And we use the rule of law to fight back. And we are prepared to fight back once again. Because as the Attorney General of this great state, it is my job to protect and defend the rights of New Yorkers and the rule of law.
Yeah, they're big
And
into
I
the
will
rule
not
of law.
shrink from that responsibility.
Okay, good.
So she's still coming after him.
Yeah. Well, because the rule of law, Chris,
Yeah,
it
she
means
just said it.
so much to these Democrats.
Okay.
It's the rule of law.
Rule of law. That's why they're so strong on illegal immigration and identity fraud, tax fraud, and theft, and all of those things that they're so committed to. You kidding me? They're all over this stuff. Don't even worry about it.
Boy, how much did all these prosecutions cost, whether you're a Georgia resident, New York resident, or a federal taxpayer
Probably
for
tens
Jack
of
Smith
millions.
crap?
Yeah, probably tens of millions. They've wasted
Let's
on all
dock
this.
his paychecks going forward for whatever.
Yes,
He
please.
owes us.
That's for sure. All right. How much time do you spend thinking about worst case scenarios? If you're a person who's prepared for them, the answer may be, well, not that much, actually. If you have a Jay's case, for instance, then that's a lot of peace of mind for you right there. No matter what happens, there might be a supply chain interruption on our medications. China might cut us off from their antibiotic manufacturing. But it doesn't matter if you got one of these because you've got the 5 antibiotics, life-saving medication if you need it for any eventuality or just convenience. I mean, this is so great to have. It comes with 5 different antibiotics that could save your life, could certainly make you well if you're really sick. And all you have to do is go online, fill out a simple form. They'll check it over to make sure you don't have allergies and whatever. And then they send it out to you, and you've got these things for peace of mind. And you can do things add-on. You can do add-ons. They've got a whole list of add-ons, EpiPens, ivermectin, lots of different things. Go to jace.com. Check it all out. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jase.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
It is. And don't forget, at Kexi.com, we're doing a $1 UPS ground shipping fee. Just
That's
$1.
big.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we pick up the rest. because we love you. That's why. So if you're ordering, the cookies, the box of cookies, or the pumpkin bread with the chocolate chips, the Boston cream pie, whatever, we'll pick up all but $1 of the UPS ground shipping.
And I'll say this: your new boxes are so safe.
Yeah,
I left it here by mistake.
Yeah,
and nobody was able to break into the box.
Oh, that's nice. Good. Cool. Show the box. We've got a brand new box too. I think it looks really good.
I broke into mine last night. Thank you for the gift.
People seem to like it.
Oh, people seem to like it.
I ate the Boston cream one. It's just
the Boston cream cookie.
It's a meal.
It's good.
Did you heat it up? Or did
Oh,
you
that's a good idea. No.
Okay. I want to.
Yeah, if you nuke it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I almost said 10 minutes. That might be a bit much.
It's already cooked. You don't have to recook it. It's already cooked.
Right. So 10 seconds, it'll taste
changes,
just like it just came out of the oven.
It changes the cookie for the better.
Yeah, it does. It's great. Keksi.com, KEKSI.com, $1 UPS ground shipping right now. Hey, did you see that the Biden administration is now trying to rush through another $6 billion for Ukraine before the Trump inauguration? Just real quick, here's just another little gift for our Ukrainian friends. $6 billion more. It just doesn't stop.
I mean, that's just the start of what they're going to do to us for the next 2.5 months.
It is. Yes, it is. But they've got to squeeze this in right now, because when Trump is in office, I think this gravy train ends for Ukraine. Sure hope so, and he's said it will. So if they come to a peace agreement between now and January 20th, you know what the deal was. It was because Trump's about to put the hammer down on everybody concerned.
I believe Russia, dude. He said, I'm willing to start.
Putin?
Yes, I'm willing to start having a conversation.
Oh, did he say that?
On social media.
Oh, I missed that. That's great. And Zelensky said, I appreciate President Trump's commitment to the peace through strength approach in global affairs. This is exactly the principle that can practically bring just peace in Ukraine closer. I am hopeful that we will put it into action together. Yeah, so are the rest of us, because we're really tired of this. And you ought to be tired of it as well, since, I don't know, 1 million people have died on each side.
Right, and that would include U.S. troops if Kamala Harris had won.
Yes.
There's no question that we would have been going to
No
war.
question.
Just like Woodrow Wilson in World War I gets reelected after promising no war, and then boom, next thing you know, we're knee-deep in that, and that's what would have happened to our military here. Which, I don't know, what did you say, Chris? You said that there's a clip about how the military reacted on
Yes,
Tuesday night?
here is military barracks in Lexington, Virginia, reacting to Trump winning. I
haven't seen this.
Attention inside and outside Paris. The winner of the 2024 presidential election is Donald J. Trump.
Let's go!
So good.
Sort of a mixed reaction, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's very mixed.
No.
It's very mixed.
Wow.
It's joyful.
Isn't that great? That's great.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I just wrote a letter to one of my students that he's actually in the Marines boot camp right now. And I just wrote him last night about what happened. I was like, I ended with, please tell me how all your buddies felt when you guys learned that your next commander-in-chief will actually appreciate and loves you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
They're happy about it, obviously.
Awesome.
That's great. On Election Day, the U.S. just tested a hypersonic, speaking of the military, hypersonic missile. Did you see that? That right after, and everybody's a little concerned about it. Why just right after the election? And they claim it's because they've had this test scheduled for years. But we have a hypersonic missile that travels 15,000 miles an hour. And I've been reading these stories over the past couple of months about China's supersonic or hypersonic missiles that can go 5,000 or 6,000 miles per hour. And the tone of the articles is always like, oh, we're so far behind the Chinese. We've been doing these hypersonic missiles since the early 60s, or maybe even before that. The Titan missile could travel 16,000 miles per hour in 1963, and it could hit any target on Earth in less than 30 minutes. It could travel anywhere on this planet in under half an hour. We've had this capability for a long time, and it continues to be better than anybody else's capability. And I'm just so glad that Trump is in office now to oversee all of this stuff, to oversee the Space Force program, which could be really important in the future. I mean, look what China's doing now with their moonshots, their research, their satellites. They're putting lasers in space that are being beamed down on Hawaii. I mean, who knows what's going on? But thankfully, January 20th, Trump will be in charge of the military again. He'll be our chief, the commander-in-chief once again. And we won't have this weak-ass leadership that isn't leading us anywhere except to destruction. Thank heaven.
I keep forgetting I'm president.
So does everybody else, fortunately. So, and pretty soon we won't have to remember that. So that'll be good. And by the way, if you're worried about the popular vote, Trump continues to lead. Everybody was saying, yeah, but that will tighten up. So far, it's held pretty steady at 5 million more popular votes than Kamala. Awesome. This thing turned out really better than any of us could have hoped for. It's fantastic. Big blessing. All right, we've got overtime coming up. We'll see you back here to end the week together tomorrow.
I want my goddamn Trump back.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.